Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I've got a little machining content for you. I think you'll probably enjoy. It's we're going to repair a Suzuki shift shaft. Say that 3 times fast. I couldn't hardly say it once. Anyhow, I had a friend of mine contact me the other day and asked me if I could do what he sent me a link for from another gentleman that did it on a different bike but similar. And it seems like the Suzuki shift shafts are really prone to this, and I went over and actually I subscribed to this man, Wright Machining, I think it is. He's from Canada, and I watched him do it and I said, well, I think I can do that. So I ordered up some parts and actually some tooling, and we're going to give it a whirl. I've done some practicing on just a piece of cold roll, and so far it's successful as far as getting the where the shift lever goes on, the splines right. I can do that, and that was my biggest concern actually. So this one's going to be done a little bit different, but you might go over and look at his. If I remember, I'll leave a link in my description for his, so you can go check his out also. So let me get you overhead here and we're going to see what we need to do. Okay, this is what we're talking about. You can see the splines here are twisted and some of them are really flattened. It's getting hard to still be able to hold the shift lever on. And if you look at it, it's also been bent. You can see there that there's quite a bit of difference. So I'm going to do something a little different because this my problem is a little different while being the same in a way. I've still got to manufacture this right here, but this is pretty beat up. It looks like it's been it's probably had the chain thrown a few times and it's pretty twisted up, and I'm just going to try to replace from about here out. And the reason I want to go up to as far as I'm going is right here is where it goes through the case. So I want to have a new piece of metal right there that doesn't have any problems. And I really think that this is pretty straight back here, because you know, from here to here, it's or actually from here to here, it's held between 2 places in the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it back to about here and replace this whole stub, whatever you want to call it. And in this case, I'm going to have to remove this in order to get it in the lathe. And what I'll do is I don't think it'll matter, but I've actually marked this here and here, and I'm going to grind off these swedges right here, and that should release this arm from the rod. This piece here, I don't think will be a problem because it can go back far enough in the lathe to clear my jaws. But this is what we're going to do. I'm probably going to leave a little stub out here, and we'll press fit the new piece over it and then weld it, and then we'll have to, of course, cut it back down so that it will go back through the cases. It, much like the crankshaft repairs that I've done in the past, you know, on those, actually this is one of them right here, we replaced from right about here out, this was the sealing surface, but of course the bearing has to go over that too, so it's got to be the same as it is back here where the bearing fits. And it's much the same here with this situation. So what I've done is, this is just a piece of cold roll, And I actually made, these are the new splines that I made on this end for the Suzuki shifter, and fits right on there. And you know, after you tighten the bolt up, it's snug. And I was actually experimenting on the other side for doing them for Yamaha. These are a different spline. And although I rarely see this issue on a Yamaha, I think maybe they harden the end of the shaft a little more. But anyhow, I wanted to see if I could do it, and I think so. And here's, like I say, the Suzuki one, and I've already cut the place for the bolt to go through. You know, once the shift lever goes on, the bolt is going to go like this to keep it from coming off this way and keep it from spinning this way. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to take you on the ride. I'm going to cut this a little bit longer than I need. I need to get it in there so I can trim down the diameter a little bit. This will be to so we can put a dead center in the end of it. All right, what I've done here is I remove the spring, and then I just tape the little arm that swings here down just to keep it out of my way. And then I've come in here with a punch, and I've marked it, the shaft right here and the lever right here. And now I'm going to go ahead and start my removal of the swaging. Okay, I think I'm going to try to take the majority of it off. I believe I can get in there and do it without hitting anything. This is my closest point, and I'll take what I can. This way it'll be a little cleaner instead of doing all that grinding. So let's give that a try. Not exactly straight. then I'll just continue to do more of the same until I get most of it off. Looks like we've got most of it here. I'll probably just have to remove just a little bit, but it's getting too close to keep going there. Okay, it's pretty close. We'll take a brass hammer here and see if we can get it to move at all. And I'm probably going to have to get a little more substantial hold than my hand here. It looks like it's starting to come loose. There it is. Okay. We got most of it that way, and we didn't even hit the lever. Okay. So I've got my mark here where it's going to go back on, and right here. This will be, we'll TIG weld that back on when we're done. Okay, I've got that, the knot on the back, on the end of the shaft is all the way back in here. So what I think I'll do is take 3.5 inches off here, and then we'll turn this back to, I'm not sure what drill size I'm going to use yet, but we'll turn that back to fit whatever drill size that we're going to put on this piece to slide it onto as an interference fit. And then after that's done, we'll weld the back. But this should keep us out of all the areas that it fits in the case. That should be here or here, one or the other. I think I can kind of see something here, but this is the worst, or the most wear, so I'm saying that's probably where most of it is. I think when we turn this on, you're going to see how bent that shaft is. Okay, looks like we got everything here. Yeah, looks pretty bent. So that's why I'm replacing as much as I am. Let's see how this thing's going to cut. Pretty good, looks like. There we go. This all looks straight back here, so it's probably fine. And we'll start our hole here. I think it's probably going to be maybe like 5/16 or something like that. We'll get a pilot hole started here and then we'll decide. All right, I decided to go with 9/32. That way, just in case I mess something up, I can go up another drill bit size if I need to. Don't anticipate messing up, but you just never know. And really, I think this is plenty. You know, I don't want to make this too thin. Although we're going to shove that new piece into it, I think more for just in case than anything. Okay, I'm going to put a little angle on here so I'll have a place to weld. That should be good. And we just need to verify our hole. And we're right at 0.284. So that's what we'll base our piece off that goes in here. Give it a thousandths and a half interference fit. And I think we're done in there for now anyway. There's the whole piece. I actually put an inch in here, so we'll have an inch of the new shaft going inside before we weld it up. Should help keep it straight. Okay, our piece then has to be the 3.5 inches that we cut off plus an inch to go into the old piece here. So we'll go over to the lathe and get started on that. Another thing we need to do is we're cutting, we've got 1/2 inch stock, and this is 470, so we need to cut 30 thousandths off the outside of it. So I've got my 4.5 inch mark right up here, and actually here at the end, about this much of it is going to be turned down even more. So I probably won't, well, I may be able to get in there and get that, but see, my center is in the way, so I probably will have a little bit left here that I'll have to slide up into the chuck and finish that off. Of course, I'll do that anyway when I cut this piece here because it's recessed even more. So as of right now, we'll just, I may have to get a different tool bit. We'll see. Okay, I think I can get in there with this other tool bit. And I've got everything centered there, but I didn't get my nut tightened up. All right, let's see what we got here. And it's just 30 thousandths, not a lot. Just trying to touch off here gives me so I can tell how things are going to look all the way down. And we just come in, make sure we're we don't have a lot of taper in it. We can deal with a little bit, but we don't want much. Oh, we're just about straight on. Okay, so we've got about 22 thousandths to go, so here we go again. They're real close here. All right, now we need to turn this. This is where the splines are going to be. And, excuse me, we need to take 1/4 inch off of that. So we'll just start taking that down. And first I want to get, hopefully that's pretty close. Yeah, we just run that along there like that, and then we'll see where we're at. Yeah, it's not going to take very much, but I kind of want to get a reference. That coal roll just doesn't turn very good. It's known as 1018. But it's cheap and it's useful. Okay, so we kind of know where we're at. So I'm gonna dial in 20 thousandths here. Okay, I think we're pretty close. Right on the money. Okay, so we can start our splines now on this end. We'll go ahead and slide it up. First, I just want to double check my measurements here, and then we'll slide it up and get started on that. All right, we'll go ahead and cut this one off. Okay, now we're going to work on the end that's going to slide into the other shaft. That measurement was 284, so we'll go to about 286, 0.286. And that black line is the 1 inch mark. Getting pretty close here. Okay, there's, I think, it won't go on there, but I think it will. It'll kind of start, so I think we're okay. And now we'll turn it around and see if we can get the splines on it. All right, here's our knurling tool here. That's how we're going to put them on. And we just want to make sure that we're pretty close to the center on there. Yeah, looks good. Just want to take a peek. Yeah, looks right. It's not a one-pass deal. It takes a little time, but you don't want to take this off. If you do, you can get it, and by feel, get it back in there. But we just don't want to do it. We'll take it just to the end, and then we'll give it some more pressure. A lot of oil. Yep, it's looking right. It's kind of, now it's like two gears being in mesh, so that's why you don't want to completely take it off if you can help it. Just get it to the end, wrench in some more pressure. Now ideally you would want to have this between centers, but I just can't get it done. My center is in the way. I found I could do this okay though if I just go at it just a little bit at a time. I need to get a half center and I just don't have one. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bring it up and put it between centers once I get this kind of in a little bit, so I can put a little more pressure on it. But I won't be able to go completely off the end. See, you've got to start with it off in order to get your, otherwise you'll end up double cutting, and you don't want to do that. Now let me get my center in there. Okay, I've got some high pressure grease on there, and I'm going to bring it in now to give it some support. And it's kind of tough moving it along there. You got a lot of pressure on it. So you've got to start from the edge of your knurling wheel, but once you've got it started, then you're good. You're good. Then you can just adjust it on the fly. Okay, I'm going to try to get rid of some of that swarf in there in a minute. And the best way I've found is just to blow it off. I think I'm going to take it off and see if I can clean it up a little bit, and then we'll come back into it. Looking about right though. Now when you bring this back up, you've got to get the cogs lined back up. You can kind of turn this wheel until it's in there. Okay, I think we're about done here. Okay, and then I'll do a little cut on the front. Oh yeah, nice tight fit. Good fit. Come off of there. All right. Now we've got to cut the groove for the bolt. It'll go right in there. Let me get set up. All right, let's see what we've got here. You can get a little more light in there. All right. Let me get a measurement on that. Measure the original one here. 383. 384. Just a little more. There we go. It looks pretty nice. All right, let's go look at it. Okay, before we do that, I've got to put a little chamfer on this so I can get my weld in there. That should be good. All right, guys, this is what we've got. This is our new piece. These will be pressed together, then welded, and then we'll have to take that down, take the weld down. That's why I really wanted to get some deep here, because we need to get the weld flush at the top so this can all go back through the engine case. And of course this piece here will need to be like that, I think. That'll have to go back on. And here's the old piece. And there's our new piece. There's a shot of our new splines. And pretty tight. But that's how we want it. And our bolt goes in there and we'll tighten down on it. So there we go. So we've got it all built, and the next one we'll go ahead and put it together. Well, that's a nice fit. Probably gonna have to spread it a little here. That's good. Yeah. Anyhow. All right, there we go. Get a screwdriver started in there, and then it'll go in. And pull back out. But you want it tight. So there we go. That's that. And these two pieces will slide together. We'll weld those up and weld this piece back on. And hopefully it'll be ready for 50 more years. So there you have it, guys. I think we're on the road to success on this, and just here another day or two we'll finish it up and I'll post that video when it's done. But I think it's a nice solution to the problem. And for some reason, Suzuki's just have they just don't harden it enough. Now I could probably do a little bit more and harden this, and maybe I better think about it. You know, that might be something, but you know, we're just using 1018, so I don't think it'll do much. So I think we're probably better off just doing what we've got. I've actually, I've put a file to this, and it's really soft. And this is a little bit harder, not much, but a little bit. So I think this will last a good long while. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.